Gatekeeping is such a problem in the area of doing business online in China, and I know because I see it every day when working in this industry. And I'm not going to blame anyone directly, but so many so-called China experts, they seem to act like it's 2002, Ronaldo is in his prime, and finding a Chinese supplier is some kind of difficult task. A few weeks ago, I saw this post online, and over the years, I've actually seen many similar posts. One of these so-called China experts, he wrote that he brought a CEO to China to come and build his product. So of course, the first step for them was to go visit a factory. But that CEO, he made a huge mistake according to the Chinese culture. That CEO didn't follow the strict business practices, which he should have known, which specifically what he did was he never received a business card with two hands, which you're supposed to do it. He received it with one instead. Now, if you look online and read about Chinese business practices, you might read that this was a big no-no. In the end, the guy on LinkedIn, that he wrote that the owner of the factory, he didn't like the guy as a result, and he refused to work with him. Look, it ain't that deep in reality. Chinese people, for the most part, they're pretty chill and normal people. This kind of stuff, it might have mattered 20 years ago, but these people aren't living on a different planet or something, you know? They don't expect you to know absolutely everything about their country or culture. If you just come and you try your best to be respectful, it's going to be more than enough for them. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to drink baijiu and get blackout drunk with a factory owner in order to get the deal done. I mean, in some situations, I would say it might help improve your relationship, but it's 2026 at the end of the day. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Business is business. Another one I've seen in the last year is people running around these Chinese trade shows telling you this is how the biggest brands in the world source their products. Like, no, I can guarantee BMW are not running around these trade shows looking for suppliers. Biggest brands in the world, well, they have established, strict, and really complicated processes for dealing with suppliers. And you know, if you were to try and replicate that process yourself and approach one of these suppliers, you know, they would just ignore you. It has way too many requirements for just a small company. They would never take you seriously. These kind of shows like Canton Fair, they're really mostly for people that are just getting started out in business, you know, and these people, a lot of the time they don't realize if you go there, they're not even speaking to the factory anyway. You know, at Canton Fair, it's just completely full of middlemen nowadays. It's not even the real factory, which is another topic for discussion, but you know, you don't want to be talking with a middleman. And leading on from that, I want to say that there's no such thing as the best factory. You know, when you have these high-end brands with their nice products compared to the low-quality ones, they're kind of like, I don't know, I think it gives people the impression there's some kind of like group of factories that are making the better quality stuff, and it's absolutely not true. There is no best factory for you to find out there. Last year I went to some factory in Guangzhou and I saw that they were manufacturing Kate Spade. It absolutely wasn't fake. And if you don't know, Kate Spade is like a mid-range women's bag brand. They sell bags for up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And right next to those bags, they were producing just cheap stuff for like $20. At the end of the day, you need to realize it's all just marketing. And sure, if you do want better quality, it's pretty much possible at any of these factories. You just have to really set those expectations with the factory. You know, you don't have to climb the steps of the Jade Palace from Kung Fu Panda to like find the best factory that's at the top of it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is a bit of a rant, a bit of information to try and relieve people, and maybe they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed about, you know, the barriers to entry in China. You know, it's I say just ignore a lot of the advice. Hey, ignore my advice if you want. Either way you come, it's a cool place, and you see, maybe you get your brand started. But I mean, if you are getting your brand started, feel free to drop me a DM, or maybe watch one of the videos here. Also relevant. I'm making a lot more. I'm trying to help people start their brands. But anyway, I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. I'm out.